Welcome back to Gear Acquisition Syndrome, the show where I satisfy my crippling addiction of collecting video equipment and then talking about it in front of a camera. This is the Komodo K5 fluid head and Cobra 2 monopod. Now these are products made by iFootage, as you can see here, and normally I would never deal with a monopod simply because I don't want to lay things down flat or always have to have my hand on it or it'll fall over. This monopod in particular integrates these handy little feet. So you can have it stand on its own, which is really handy. It's also got this handy little knob here that lets you adjust the tension of this little ball head on the bottom of the monopod. So if you have a rocky terrain, it's really easy to reposition your monopod in a way that's level, because it does have a little bubble level right there to help you kind of make it level when you're positioning it. The monopod itself is very sturdy and it's made of carbon fiber, and those locks feel very, very firm. They're not going anywhere. I'm taking a look at this fluid head. Now there is a single counterweight and it only goes one speed, which is fine. But you can control the tension of the lock from on or off to work with heavier cameras. It also uses the Manfrotto 501 style plates here. But what I've noticed is all the different companies with their 501 plates all seem to have slightly different dimensions or something to where they don't work perfectly with each other. Now the plate from the Ronin S will fit on here kind of, but the 501 plate that my tripod has, which is a ripoff of the 501 from Manfrotto because I bought it from China, does not fit on here. So, your mileage may vary. So what I usually do with pretty much all of the quick release plates that I have is I attach an additional quick release plate on top of it. So it ends up looking something kind of like that. And then when you lock it in, it ends up looking something kind of like this. But it ensures that all of my equipment uses the same exact quick release plate, and I don't need to fiddle with trying to screw things off and on the bottom of my cameras. You do lose a little degree of stability at the connection point because then you have a quick release plate to a quick release plate, but I haven't had any problems with it. Panning and tilting action is very smooth, and the tripod doesn't move around at all when doing so because of the 3 rubber feet that are planted into the ground. Now, speaking of these rubber feet, they are adjustable very easily. So if you have different terrain, you can set them up all differently really easily, or you can just fold them completely back if you just wanted to use a traditional monopod. The feet themselves are also removable if you didn't want to use them and you wanted to keep your setup slightly more lightweight. But these adjustable feet are really the thing that sold me on it, because the combination of these feet with the quick release system that they implemented makes this a very versatile tool. Check it out. Boom. So you can remove the fluid head with this little kind of pull down and lock system, which works really well. And then you can do the same thing for the little feet here. Then you can just connect the feet to the fluid head. There we go. And then you have a fluid head desk tripod with an adjustable ball mount on it. And if you didn't want to use the fluid head, you can just remove it and then mount your camera directly to it. This feels way more sturdy than those little GorillaPod leg things. In fact, I stopped using these because it would always move and torque and break. I hate these things. This is great. This is now my favorite desk tripod setup, and I've got a great monopod if I need to go out and shoot somewhere. So just taking these tools in my bag will not add hardly any weight, and will give me a lot of different angles and shots. So, from down to the ground all the way to 150 centimeters. So if you're in the market for a monopod, I would recommend you check out the iFootage, Cobra 2, and the Komodo K5 fluid head package. Thanks for watching. This has been another episode of Gear Acquisition Syndrome. If you like this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.